The QLZ-87, also known as Type 87, 35mm Automatic Grenade Launcher, AGL, is an air-cooled, gas-operated fully automatic weapon and is crew-transportable, 12-20 kg, with limited amounts of ammunition. The QLZ-87 is being supplemented by the QLZ-04, which is fed from a belt and thus is better suited to be mounted on tripods and vehicles. Development. The Chinese military began research into grenade launchers during the 1980s. They started off by examining American weapons captured in the Vietnam War, including the 40x46mm single-shot M79 and M203. They were also familiar with the hand-cranked Mk18, as well as the 40x53mm XM75 and Mk19. China also obtained samples of the Soviet 30x29mm AGS-17 captured by the Mujahideen during the Soviet-Afghan War. The Huadong Industrial Academy's Mechanical Research Institute, a state-controlled civilian organization that carried out China's AGL development, concluded that such foreign weapons were too large and heavy to be man-portable and didn't fit within doctrinal deployment plans for the system. They also had problems with each side's ammunition. The U.S. grenade's Advanced Primer Ignition, API, operating principle was less reliable than desired, and the Soviet grenade was too small to contain an effective high-explosive anti-tank, heat, warhead, so the team compromised on a 35mm cartridge. After 5 generations of prototypes, the team created a design designated the W87. The W87 featured a roller-delayed blowback operation and fired from a closed bolt for better accuracy. It could be top-loaded from 6 and 9-round box magazines or a 12-round drum magazine. A bipod was included for quick deployment and it could be tripod-mounted. The 35x32mm grenades had an aluminum case and round nose. The W87 and its ammunition were revealed in a presentation at a small arms development conference hosted at Aberdeen Proving Ground in September 1988. After some redesigns, the AGL was accepted into Chinese military service as the QLZ-87 in the mid-1990s. Design. The QLZ-87 is in fact a derivative of the Type 85 heavy machine gun, featuring a similar tubular steel receiver, direct gas impingement operation, and flap locks, derived from the Degdurafshpajan system featured on the DSHK machine gun. It is magazine-fed from 6 or 15-round drums from the bottom. In order to make room for ammunition to be fed from the bottom, the fire selector controls are mounted on the right side and offer safe, semi-automatic, and automatic firing modes. The grenade launcher retains the bipod of the W87 and weighs the same at 12 kg. 26 pounds, with an 8 kg, 18 pounds, tripod, though the new tripod has articulated legs and a crank elevation adjustment. Its carrying handle is an external part of the bolt group, which is cycled by redirected propellant gas as part of the operating system, but unlike the M16 rifle, propellant gases are not vented into the receiver. It also functions as the charging handle and forward assist. Once the bolt group starts to recoil, remaining gases are immediately vented outward and spent cases are ejected directly upwards. To manage recoil, the weapon has a large, twin-port muzzle brake, thick rubber butt pad, and an internal buffer to the rear of the bolt group, but recoil is still harsh and only semi-automatic fire is viable when not mounted. While American and Russian AGLs are heavy, crew-served tripod-mounted weapons employed at battalion level, the QLZ-87 in its light configuration can be used by one soldier from the shoulder or bipod as a company-level support weapon, and in its heavy configuration it is carried by a crew of 3, which includes the tripod. Due to weight and recoil, it is typically fired semi-automatically and fed from the 6-round drum when light, while the 15-round drum and automatic fire are reserved for when mounted. Like heavier AGLs, it can be pintle-mounted on vehicles, but troop feedback indicates mounted magazine reloading is difficult, which is required frequently due to small magazine size. Ammunition. The 35x32mm grenade was also redesigned for the QLZ-87, giving it a shorter overall length with a tapered, flat-nosed projectile housed in a semi-rimmed aluminum case. It weighs roughly the same at 250 grams, 8.8 ounces, and has a slightly faster muzzle velocity of 190 m/s. A 6-round drum weighs 1.3 kilograms, 2.9 pounds, empty, and 2.8 kilograms, 6.2 pounds, loaded, and a 15-round drum weighs 2.3 kilograms, 5.1 pounds, empty, and 6 kilograms, 13 pounds, loaded. The two most common types of grenades are the DFS-87 high explosive, HE, which has a fragmentation warhead with a casualty radius of 10 to 11 meters, and the DFJ-87 high explosive dual purpose, HEDP, which has a shaped charge warhead that can penetrate 80 mm of rolled homogeneous armor, RHA, which striking flat, or 35 mm of RHA at a 60 degrees angle with a secondary 5 meter fragmentation casualty radius, though both these rounds have better anti-personnel and armor-piercing effects individually than US 40 mm HEDP. Their specialization makes them less suited for defeating a different target set, so ammunition type would have to be changed to effectively engage a different target type. Initial production of both models featured a fragmentation liner consisting of small steel balls suspended in a polymer matrix, but later the HE projectile used a pre-fragmented wire coil jacket and the HEDP projectile used a steel upper casing to produce fragments, both for cost savings. They have an inertia-armed fuse in the nose, permitting a safe arming distance of 12 to 30 meters from the muzzle. Other available 35 mm cartridges include the DFR-87 Incendiary, DFN-87 High Explosive Incendiary, HE, and DFD-87 Smoke. Variants: QLZ-87B/QLB-06, newer semi-automatic variant of QLZ-87. It features an aluminum receiver, redesigned action, new bipod, no tripod mount, and a conventional pistol grip and fire control. Weight is reduced to 9.1 kilograms, 20 pounds, and it is fed by a 4-round drum.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.